Hey everyone, my name is David Dunbar, or the Theme Park Evangelist. Tonight I would like to continue my high school days playlist and going on with another YouTube video titled discussing the launch program that I was in ninth grade. So, yes, the name of the program was actually called Launch. But before I get into that, so as far as will I be doing any other kind of like YouTube videos before April 29th, as of right now, I don't really have anything major planned other than my normal at home vlogs, as unfortunate as that is. So until I see more like opening at the Ark Encounter or the Creation Museum for that matter, there really is no sense to me going over those places. Also, I wanted to mention that this Thursday evening I'm going to be going apartment hunting because I want to be prepared for September. I don't want to wait till the last minute, especially with apartments being almost impossible to get these days. So I figured I would take this opportunity to go up to find an apartment and just at least put myself out there and say, hey, I'm interested, all that fun stuff. So I did at least find one. Actually, I found a few, but I found one in particular in Cincinnati, as weird as that is, that I was interested in looking at. So I figured that I would at least give that one a try and then, just kind of go from there. The last time I did a YouTube video from this room, the way I was positioned, it looked like I had cat ears. And I thought that was hysterical. That kind of reminded me of the one scene in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory where the news reporter or news anchor is broadcasting the fact that Augustus Gloop found the golden ticket. Now, I don't know if this was intentional or not, but I found it ironic that he was standing directly in front of some antler ears, so it almost looks like he is wearing antler ears, and every time I watch that, it cracks me up. So every time I probably sit like under here, it probably looks like I have cat ears or something like that. But anyhow, so, otherwise, I don't really have anything to report. I pretty much did my major one announcement last week, which was referring to the fact that I will be at Kings Island Friday, April 29th, and I will be vlogging the 50th anniversary, and I'm still trying to save money. That's why I haven't even invested in a annual pass for the zoo yet, and honestly, I don't even know how often I'll go to the zoo. I only usually go once a year, but I still would like to go sometime during the daytime so I can see it in person before I determine do I want to become an annual pass holder or not. So that's something else I would like to do sometime when it gets a little warmer out, when I have more money, is I would like to invest in another ticket for the just a day ticket, that is, for the Cincinnati Zoo. I think that would be a lot of fun. So, anyhow, with that being said, I did have one more announcement. I forgot about that. I know I was about to say with that being said, let's get into the discussion, but then I remembered, oh shoot, that's right. So, next month, a month from Wednesday, I'm going to be more than likely going back to Canada again for about 3 days or so, give or take. I don't know if I'll be doing any vlogging or not, but I figured I would let everybody know, yes, I will be up in Canada at that time frame. I will take pictures, but as far as will I be vlogging, I don't know yet. I'm going to go see my grandmother. Unfortunately, no, I did not get a chance to see her in December because she was down in Florida, but I went and saw everybody else. But she turns 86 years old a month from, let's see here, Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, a month from Friday. So, my dad would like to go up and see her, but he doesn't want to go by himself since we're going to drive, or since he wants to drive And we're only about 7 hours away from her, to be specific, which really is not that bad. We figured, or he figured anyway, that he would invite my brother and I. And I already got the time off, still waiting on my brother to see if he can go. But as of right now, my dad and I are definitely able to go for sure. Now it's just a matter of, is my dad definitely going to take me or not? That's the real question. But at least I have a for sure I can go. And here's the other nice thing. So now that I'm in guest services, I can pretty much take time off anytime I want, which is such a blessing. And that makes me want to work for them even more, knowing that I can take time off when I want to, but I also feel more obligated to work. And also the fact that I absolutely love what I do, and I haven't even been with guest services for a month yet, and they're already telling me I'm coordinator worthy, and I was like, wow. I don't even think I got told that after a month in any job. I'm not even going to go into culinary, but any job, I don't think I've ever been told you're coordinator worthy. So, I'm extremely flattered by that. Another thing is, my close friend Caitlin, you saw her in my Winter Jam vlog, so she invited me to uh, go to Kings Island, her and her husband, around June sometimes. It's not going to interfere with my brother's 25th birthday by any means. And she really wants to up Soak City, so I've never been to Soak City before. And the fact that I got invited, so they're planning on staying in a bed and breakfast or something. But I already accepted their invitation, so that is another thing I figured I would mention to everybody, that I plan on attending or going on their little mini vacation with them. Obviously, I would do my own thing, they do their own thing, but it sounds like they're going to be cool about me tagging along too and kind of just spending time with them, though I will obviously have to get my own room, which I respect. I better. So, before I officially start, one last thing is, just so you guys are all aware for future reference, since I'm not really doing any kind of out of the house vlogs right now, and all my vlogs have been in the house, I figured this would be my perfect opportunity to mention any kind of upcoming vlogs or any upcoming announcements or whatever. I will spend the first 5 to 10 minutes, or however many announcements I have, discussing all of the upcoming things for you guys to look forward to. So if you guys are more interested in that part of the vlog, then go ahead and watch the first part. The second part is going to be specifically about the actual topic. So if you are watching this video and you're like, he's not talking about that at all, he's talking about all these upcoming vlogs. Well, I've decided that to make my vlogs a little longer, I will spend the first half of it talking about this and the other half of it talking about that. Because honestly, it's only going to take me about 10 minutes anyhow to talk about the other thing. So I figured this would be my perfect opportunity to go ahead and get into this. Oh, on a side note, I don't know if you guys saw this, but there is my new Marvel t-shirt that my dad got me. He actually meant to give it to my brother, but he ended up giving it to me instead. So I can't get a good picture of it in here, but I'll try to get it in the bathroom or something. I don't know. Anyhow, with that being said, let's get into tonight's topic. So, back in 9th grade, I was not doing very well academically whatsoever. The teachers were trying their absolute hardest to try to figure out what was going on with me and like how to work with me. And they finally decided, well, let's try putting David in this program called Launch. It's basically a special program that's designed to help kids that are mentally challenged like myself, and to come alongside them and start going over like basic principles. All that stuff was easy to me, so I didn't really feel like I was getting anything out of it. So I was not allowed to attend school the second half of the year. more or less what I would do is I would still come in like everybody else, but instead of going from my one classroom to the next, I would go to the special classroom where I basically did extremely basic stuff all day, every day. I'm 99.9% sure that TJ did something just like that, but he did it for all 4 years of high school. Because there's no way, no how that he did that well in school. Somebody was obviously helping him out, and I know he was in that program, or in a program like I was in. And I remember I had the worst habit of speaking on behalf of other people. I believe there was somebody else that was in that program with me, and I kept speaking on their behalf, and I think I did finally get talked to. He's like, you gotta stop doing that, dude. And at the time, I didn't quite understand why it was such a big deal. Of course I do now, but when I was 15 years old, of course I didn't understand. It was, especially since I was so autistic, I was just like, I don't understand. I don't get it. It's like, what's the big deal? So I got frustrated. I got annoyed and all that fun stuff. But I still kept going on. But I can tell you right now, it got a little lonely being in that program because there was maybe 10 of us altogether, if not that, 5. And I never got to see my normal classmates anymore. The only time I really got to see them was, I think, first thing in the morning and the evening. I think I ended up eating my lunch in there after a while. I think what they ended up having me do was bringing my lunch with me in there, and I would just eat my lunch in there. And that's literally where I did everything. All of my work was done in there. I didn't even have to do any of my normal homework. If you could even say I got dropped out of all my classes, but I still got credit for it. I guess what they decided to do was they looked at how I was doing or how I did on the very first half of the year. So, for example, I had an F in math by the end of the first half of the semester, which is quite shocking. So that means that they probably decided to just go ahead and keep my grade the same way. Now, if I had been in college, normally what they would do is they would, like, let's just say for any like college student, they would watch and see how your grade does after a few weeks, and then they would try emailing you and saying, hey, just, make sure you're working hard, all that fun stuff. But they don't actually know how you're doing, unlike in a face-to-face high school class or even a face-to-face college class. But even then, a face-to-face high school class, they're going to care more about you, especially in a Christian school. And I just kept trying, and they got to the end of the semester and they were like, well, we're not going to withdraw David, which a college class would. A college class will withdraw you automatically after a few weeks, even if you don't get your money back. And then they'll just use the excuse, well, we just don't want to hurt your GPA or anything. And I had a professor do that one time, so trust me, I already know. Versus that particular high school, I was like, well, we don't really want to necessarily do that. So what we're going to end up doing is just going ahead and just ending David's school year, so to speak, right here and at the end of December, and we'll just call it that. That's it. I don't even think I got to attend my Bible class anymore. I think we did do a chapel there, but at the same time, I don't 100% remember. I do know that when I was at Candlelight, they did do a chapel, but we're getting to that very soon. So anything you guys want to know about Candlelight is going to be covered soon. So, yeah, I was discouraged, frustrated. I felt like I was a complete retard for even the fact that I couldn't even be in my normal classes just because I had to sit in this stupid program that really wasn't helping me. I mean, if you're wondering exactly what I was doing basic, like 1 or 2 digit addition and subtraction and multiplication and division. I think we did do some like English, but the primary thing they focused a lot of stuff on was math, and they were thinking to themselves, well, maybe he just doesn't understand basic math. No, well, that was not the problem. My mom spent a lot of time with that on me. No, I just didn't have a teacher, unfortunately, that knew exactly how to work with my disabilities. I'm not saying the teacher sucked by any means, because she was a good teacher. What I'm saying is I needed a teacher who really knew how to get through to me. There's a lot of people out there that will say to you that there are teachers that know how to work specifically with some people versus not so much with other people. And that's how I felt that teacher. I felt like I was the only one in the class. I'm sure this is not true, but I felt like I was the only one in the class that was not catching or understanding. But I can pretty much guarantee you that I was not the only one. But at the same time, I was probably the only one that was getting like quiz or test grades of 10 to 15%, if that. And what kind of grade is that? That's the kind of grade at somebody who decided to pull an all-nighter the night before and play video games all night long, didn't participate in the class whatsoever, and they show up for the test, and then they're like, oh crap, I have a test, and they have no clue what the information is. So they literally either spend the entire time doodling, or they manage to at least answer one question or two questions correctly, maybe a little more, and then they end up falling asleep. I mean, that's normally the kind of grade that person would give, but unless your disabilities are so bad like mine were at the time, where you just look at math and it makes zero sense to you whatsoever, that's why they figure, well, maybe he needs to go back to his roots. And they talked it over with my parents, and yes, my parents are like, sure, why not, let's go for it. I mean, it doesn't hurt, and it wasn't costing anything extra from my understanding. I think they were willing to do it for free, and the fact that I wasn't the only one that was in there meant a lot. And I did make some friends in there, but as I said, it took some time because of the fact that I was coming across as that person that was trying to control everything, so to speak. But anyhow, so my last two vlogs for ninth grade are going to cover my first trip to Busch Gardens for the first time in a long time. And then I also would like to go over how the final day of high school went, and basically what kind of impact it laid on me. And then that'll give me the opportunity to kind of share with you guys what led me to finally deciding to go to Candlelight, which I started in August that same exact year. And then you're going to really enjoy the Candlelight years. Now, I don't remember everything 100% in order, so I'm going to do my absolute best to remember everything. But until then, I will see you guys in the next vlog. And always remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Have a great night. Peace out.